So there's so much that I just want to say right now, but start off with what I just saw and heard recently in the media. How there was a well-known politician who did the unthinkable. Apparently or allegedly, there were some divorce discussions, blah blah blah. We know how difficult and challenging and messy that particular topic can be, but this individual male um, killed his wife. And then I guess a final act of desperation turned around and inflicted one final gunshot on himself. And they left behind two children, two teenage children, mind you, who were in the house. And it leads one to believe how. How can that happen? Why does that happen? What transpired to get to that point? And then there have also been instances, where allegedly male pastors have been inflicting pain on their wives, the women in their lives, their spouses killing them, sometimes turning around and killing themselves. And, it just leads me to believe that there's a large issue that's unspoken. And I wrote a book about it a number of years ago. And I'm starting to realize why the book was written, and it's for such a time as this. And this book is called Male Pain, right? Male Pain, Breaking Your Chains to Achieve Greatness. And if we were to look at all of these instances and more, there's a male pain issue that we don't discuss at large. And this is not a black or white issue. This is a male issue. Men are hurting. I was in a safe space today, and another group, of men that gather, like-minded men of faith, where we gather, where we sharpen one another, where we share the word, where we encourage one another, equip one another. And the questions, and the topic of identity came up. And it leads one to believe that many men in this world that we find ourselves in do not know their identity. They know what the world tells them they are, but they don't know truly who they are. And the main reason as to why they don't truly know who they are is because many have not even taken time to go to their maker, their creator, the originator of all life, the originator of their life. The Bible records that before you were even formed in the womb of your mother, I knew you. Many men have not even turned to I, the I am that I am. And for me, that's my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So we have this male pain issue. We have men are harming women. Men are raping women. Men are killing women. Men are being aggressive and violent towards women. And that was never the way that God intended for us. Now, before God did anything, right, there was the Garden of Eden. And then he formed Adam. And then from Adam's rib, woman came. But before woman came, there was the garden and there was Adam. And Adam was tasked with two things: stewardship and responsibility. He had responsibility to take care of that garden, and he had stewardship over that garden. And then the Bible records that God said it's not good for man to be alone. Let us make him a helper suitable. And woman came along. So before the woman was even in the picture, man was supposed to be responsible. He was supposed to be a steward. He was supposed to be working. His identity was connected to his creator. His identity was rooted in responsibility and stewardship. But where are we now in 2026? Men are irresponsible. Men don't know how to properly steward. And why is that? Because they don't know who they are, because they don't know whose they are. Again, what does it drive back to? Male pain. Men are hurting. And it doesn't take long to turn the news on, right? To find, men are being emasculated. Men are being ridiculed. A lot of men, and it's crazy because we had this discussion on our call today. A lot of men are being abused And they're even afraid to speak up in that regard. Verbally abused, sometimes even often physically abused, mentally abused. Men are being financially abused because they have women in their lives who are earning more than them and lording it over them. And again, that goes back to identity. Just because a woman earns more than a man doesn't give her the right and the authority to lord it over him. The man is still the man, but we don't know who we are. All of our roles have gotten crisscrossed and lost over the years. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videos over these next couple of days, and I'm going to just be breaking down the idea and the topic of male pain. Because it makes me sick to my stomach what I saw. A husband and a father inflicting violence and ending the life of the woman that he made a covenant before God with to love and to protect and to cherish and to honor. To hear stories where men are taking their lives, taking the lives of their spouses and then turning around and taking their own lives. It's cowardly. It's sad. It's sickening. It's satanic. And I'm not one to judge, and I'm not judging anybody's particular situation. I'm just saying in general, as a man of faith, to hear these things, it makes me sick to my stomach. It saddens me. And it makes me think that Satan is a part of it. It makes me feel as if there's some demonic activity happening behind the scenes. But male pain is a real issue. And I think that we need to raise our voice and raise the topic of male pain. And I'm going to be uncovering all of the different facets and forms and shapes and sizes of what male pain looks like. Because guess what? Chances are, if you know a man, if you're a man, a father, or a husband, and you're watching this right now, you've already experienced male pain. You already know what it is. Perhaps your dad was there and he hurt you. Perhaps he wasn't there and he hurt you. Perhaps you never even knew who he was and he hurt you. There's been a man in your life, some way, shape, form, or fashion, and he's caused pain. He's disappointed you. He's let you down. He's broke a promise. He said something. He said something to you when you were a child, and you still remember it to this day. I still remember things that were said to me in elementary school. I still remember the individuals who said these things to me, and I'm 45. So male pain is a thing. And my heart goes out to the families of anybody who's experiencing domestic violence. Whether it's male on female, female on male, whatever it looks like. My heart goes out. God cannot be happy with what is going on in the earth. But male pain is an issue. And we're going to talk about it. And I wrote this book for such a time as this. Male Pain, Breaking Your Chains to Achieve Greatness. That means that if you're a man, or if you know a man and he's struggling mentally, financially, emotionally, this book is a resource. This book can be a blueprint to get him from where he is, which is in the pits of nowhere. And it can elevate him back into his position of status where he belongs. All men deserve to lead, to protect, to provide, and serve. That's why my organization Serve for Men exists. Serve for Men even is in existence for such a time as this, because we equip and empower men to lead, to protect, to provide, to serve. But we teach men to do it God's way. Why? Because we know who we are. It's our identity. And Serve for Men in our community, when we gather on our virtual monthly meetups every second Saturday, we do so in an environment that provides support. We do so in an environment that provides accountability. We do so in an environment that provides encouragement, because that's what men need. Men are lacking in support, accountability, and encouragement. Men are hurting. Male pain is a real thing. And we're going to talk about it. Because we can't continue to see these examples of these men harming and ending the lives of women, and we don't speak up and we don't speak out because it's not right. And I'm raising 4 sons who will be men one day, who will have future wives one day. And God forbid I close my mouth now. i.e., therefore giving them permission to do whatever it is that they decide that they want to do in their lives later. I'm teaching my boys now the difference between right is right and wrong is wrong. And I'm raising my voice now, challenging men and fathers and husbands to turn back to your Creator for your identity. The Bible is clear. It says that you can be angry and do not sin. But what we see is a lot of anger and a lot of sin. Anger is a normal reaction. It's a normal emotion. And we have to learn how to deal with our anger in a healthy way. And those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about in some of these videos that I'm going to be cranking out over these next couple of days and weeks, because we can't ignore the fact that our women are leaving this earth sooner than later because of male pain. So I hope that you follow me along in this journey. Look, go to my YouTube channel, Reginald Gant Serve for Men. Subscribe. Go to my website, www.serve4men.com. Serve4men.com. Stay tuned. We'll talk.